Sincere thanks to all our audience. To continue watching videos without ads, you can subscribe via the Gumroad link below the description. If you want to watch the latest free videos, you can visit ourdailyblog.com. If you continue to love and support us, you can donate to us via GiveSendGo or PayPal or Gumroad link below the description. God bless us all. Restored Republic via GCR, update as of February 28, 2026. The latest video will be shown earlier at the official website ourdailyblog.com. Duty note: on Friday 27th of February at 3 p.m. PDT there was a shotgun release of the global currency reset liquidity for Tier 4B, US, the Internet Group, notifications to set bond redemption and foreign currency exchanges over the next 72 hours. On Thursday, February 26, 2026, the final sequence of Trump's plan to save the world activated with a 48-hour countdown to a worldwide blackout and 10-day global stay-home order by the Global Military Alliance. The EBS override of mass media will bring in temporary martial law Sunday 1st of March or Tuesday, March 3, 2026. During that time the military's emergency broadcast system will override mass media to continue their mass arrests and expose a highly organized international child sex trafficking, organ and adrenochrome harvesting ring, election fraud, biolabs, tribunals, treason and other serious crimes perpetrated by Satan-worshipping deep state elites. Be prepared for the soon-to-hit 10 days of darkness with water, food, cash, banks will be closed and ATMs and credit/debit cards won't work, and other essentials to last you, your neighbors and loved ones during a 10-day worldwide lockdown. The military will have food on hand for those who need it. Public access to medbeds starts Sunday, March 15, 2026. They have been treating military personnel with medbeds for the last couple of months. We have 23,500 hospitals with 2 to 4 medbeds in each one. There are 26,900 medbed centers with 2 medbeds in each one all over the United States. A free Q phone, known as a Pi phone, will soon be delivered to everyone on Earth. Powered by Starlink, you can use it to shop, do business around the world, bank, vote, text, call, securely connect to the internet and more without fear of anyone listening in. Illegitimate loans, mortgages, and credit card debts are being erased. The banks never had real money, they trapped the people with fraudulent debt. That system is now dead. The Federal Reserve's final days. The Federal Reserve is being dismantled and absorbed into the U.S. Treasury, under Trump's direct control. The private banking cartel that has dictated monetary policy since 1913 is finished. Seizure of stolen wealth: the military alliance is conducting mass asset seizures, taking back trillions stolen by the globalist elite. These funds will be returned to the people. The IRS is being abolished. The corrupt tax system, designed to funnel wealth to the elites, is over. A new fair tax system is replacing it, one that eliminates income tax and introduces a small, flat sales tax on non-essential goods. The global currency reset has started. Every GCR-compliant nation is transitioning to a gold-backed currency. The fiat dollar. Finished. Friday, February 27, 2026, it has been found that the pineal gland was completely destroyed on all the people who were vaccinated. That's why people have these changes in personality. This unfortunately destroys the endocrine system. A medbed treatment restores the pineal gland. That's one of the reasons why vaccinated people are put on a priority list for a medbed treatment. Barack Hussein Obama's so-called Hawaiian birth certificate is a blatant forgery, a crafted lie to install a foreign agent as America's destroyer-in-chief. U.S. Director of the Executive Office for Immigration Review, EOIR, Darren Margolin estimates 25 to 30 million illegals were present in the U.S. A reminder that Ohio foster children caught in the CIA mind control pedophile kidnapping ring need your help. Please help Caitlin Hunter, Janine Larrick and other Ohio foster children by writing or calling complaints to the people listed at the end of this article. 107 said, please help save Caitlin, Janine and Ohio foster children. Burn this satanic web down. The Alliance needs your rage to trigger mass arrests. Write or call these people named at the end of this article. Caitlin Hunter and Janine Larrick were in grave danger from Ohio's corrupt CPS, police and courts. The two hold damning proof of child rapes, tortures and teens vanishing while in the Ohio foster system. Their evidence could lock up Guernsey County, Ohio demons for crimes against humanity. A February 23, 2026 police raid silenced Janine. In November 2025, the Ohio Child Protective Service (CPS) stole Caitlin from her loving home and placed the 11-year-old into 7 years of hell, rapes, beatings, starvation, no medical care. She escaped at 16, but they eventually found her living at home and dragged her back to danger. Saturday, 16th of November, 2024, alleged child trafficker Ohio CPS abducts critically ill teen from hospital. Her mother Janine was hit with fake psych holds, no contact orders, plus was force drugged. Grandmother Betty was medically murdered in Jan. 2026, denied meds, sepsis and filth, skull hole from head drop. Coroner lied that she died of natural causes. Ohio CPS, courts, UK Crown, CIA, American Bar were believed to be in cahoots with each other to traffic kids for cash. Ohio Judge David Bennett appeared to be in the process of stealing Betty's land, even though it was sold prior to her death to a private entity. Ohio Court Clerk Jennifer Johnson regularly grabs millions in trusts. Please help Caitlin, Janine and other Ohio foster children by writing or calling complaints into the following. B. Satanic ritual abuse survivor victims Anna and Gabriel need your help. Judy note, this email was received last Thursday from my sweet friend Anna, whom I have known for several years. She and son are satanic ritual abuse survivors/victims who have been undergoing untold abuse and death threats for years, that were headed by her son's father, who is high up in the pharmaceutical field in Belgium's satanic coven. Anna is desperate and asking readers for financial help and or a job she could do from home over the internet. I verify that Anna is brave, honest and sincere in her request. Her situation is not unlike many SRA survivors I have personally come to know. Please keep Anna and her son Gabriel in your prayers. Love, Judy. Hello Judy. The situation is extremely dangerous at the moment. I can't leave my home anymore, other than take Gabriel to and from school and going to the supermarket. Last Monday there was another kidnap attempt at the supermarket parking lot. I'm in such a stressful and dangerous situation. I ask you to please publish and relay to your contacts and other media outlets for publishing the below article as soon as possible, with an update of my situation, request for help and offering of doing any online administrative work in any of the 4 languages I speak. Maybe someone benevolent that has funds will hear my call and give me some online work so that I can provide for my son and keep us safe until the RV is here. Thank you from my heart. Anna. Update on the mom and son in Belgium surviving on God's grace. It's been 6 grueling years since I first found out about the ritual abuse my son's father was perpetrating on my son. I separated from the father when my son was 1.5 years old, he is 12 now. My life became a living nightmare from that moment. At the time I had no idea how large and powerful the Satanic Ritual Abuse Network, SRA, the father belongs to is here in Belgium. I had no idea how intricately and highly involved many of my own family members, police, school, medical and judicial systems are. I didn't comprehend the number of handlers and the endless resources they had at their disposal to target anyone, at any time. I didn't understand how most of my life experiences and encounters were not organic in nature but arranged by this network. I started then my desperate journey to try to save my son and to have both of us rescued to a safe life. The targeting and harassment increase with every passing year, as does my understanding of what and who I am dealing with. For example, with the help of the school SRA network, they tortured my son and then his father went to court to ask the judge to designate a psychologist who is also part of the same network to help the very child being harassed. I later found out that this was all culminating in their plot of my son's suicide, which would simultaneously trap me into the false position that I refused to help my son. At my son's small high-end school, the father is very wealthy and petitions constantly to control my son's school, doctors, impose therapists, etc., the director. And many teachers are fully involved in harm, shaming, rituals and abuse of the children on the school premises as well as at other outside locations, such as during illegal sudden pop-up field trips. Many parents are involved too and use their children to daily torment and violently bully my son. The corrupted teachers always back bullying, lying, violence and intimidation. My son is often sent home as the one admonished. We have only survived this far by God's grace and my constant reporting of everything I experience and witness. I will never give up. I have huge amounts of detailed reporting of the harassment, targeting, attackers, poisonings, kidnapping attempts, among so many other threats to our safety and attempts on our lives. I have pictures, videos and documentations with the names, dates, locations of the ongoing incidents and the roles of those involved. I have contacted many international organizations and individuals who are aware of the SRA networks. I report mine and my son's conditions, incidents, and whereabouts all day every day to my longtime closest friend who works to free the children. I constantly report details such as the intense persecution my son endures and the frequent beating on my doors and windows at all times of the day and night. Unfortunately, nothing has happened, yet. I was promised fake rescue 2 times, both with dark agents posing as benevolent military. I have a safe place to go but with no way to get there. The situation is so extreme at the moment that I can no longer leave my home. Many of my neighbors are part of the network. I can hear ceremonies through the walls and the screams of children. I can often track when I am targeted with technology or black magic. I have my son 1 week out of every 2, so I leave to take him to school and back and to buy food. We face constant attempts and threats of harm and even kidnapping while we just are leaving or entering the building or in the supermarket parking lot. The school is very active trying to harm us both. The parents and teachers openly mock me as their children do my son. I could go on and on with specific documented incidents, the dentist, the speech therapist, the school coach and so on. I track that every time that there is a legitimate plan to harm us through a meeting at school or an appointment or such, my son's father leaves the country. Many times, I have saved my son from rituals by tracking such markers. Yet, every other Monday I must release my son from my safe arms into a new week of danger and real harm. Possible timing, Wednesday 25th of February. 2026 global currency reset ignited across 209 nations. Thursday, February 26, 2026 CBS activation clock ticking, initial signals in 100+ cities within 48 to 72 hours. Starlink grid dominant. Cabal satellites silenced permanently. Starting Saturday 28 of February. 2026 a 48-hour blackout would begin for a GCR wealth drop. Sunday 1st of March or Tuesday. March 3, 2026 worldwide blackout locks us indoors under martial law. The EBS will bypass all media and speak the truth to every home. No more lies. No more censorship. The elite's last defense is collapsing and Trump is fighting for humanity. FEMA's entire operation will be exposed, the stolen funds, missing people, trafficking. FEMA's camps will become prisons for those who once ran them. Tuesday. 3rd of March to Tuesday. March 10, 2026 CBS launches Days of Darkness. Media satellites down. Martial law locks down pedophile networks. Medbed tutorials globally via EBS, exposing how elites hoarded this tutorials globally via EBS. Exposing how elites hoarded this tech for centuries while poisoning the masses with chemtrails and vax mandates. Stay home, pray, stock 10 to 12 days food/water/cash, banks/ATMs dark. Monday, March 9, 2029 Michael Jackson returns to torch Hollywood. Zim redemption starts. If anything happens to me or to my son, reports are poised to be spread far and wide making the father's name and others well known. They try but they will never make me disappear without the world knowing what they do. If my story sounds fantastic to you, I would say my story is one of millions. We just don't realize it yet. I am here to beg for help one more time. It has become so dangerous that I can't leave my home and besides that I am outright blocked from outside work. But I won't lose this home, the only safety my son has. My resources are running out. I will take any integrity online work that I can do from the safety of my home. I need to be able to work to make at least €1,000 a month for us to survive here. I can offer a vast range of online work. I have administrative experience including office, organizational and research skills. I am fluent in French, Portuguese, and English. I also speak moderate-level Spanish. I can research, translate and edit multilingually. Thank you. Anna E. On Friday, February 27, 2026, whispers from the Alliance revealed an accelerated Medbed rollout, crushing Big Pharma's grip as the deep state crumbles under quantum fire. Medbed activation on Telegram. On Sunday, March 1, 2026, Medbed centers ignite in 209 nations, shielded by gold-backed QFS. Veterans and trafficking survivors surge first. DNA scans erase cabal poisons, regrow limbs, reverse decades of aging in hours. No more chemtrail fog or vax horrors. On Tuesday, March 3, 2026, 10 Days of Darkness unleashes Starlink EBS blasts, Medbed tutorials expose elite hoarding, while martial law sweeps pedophile networks. Fiat crashes, freedom rises, stock up, patriots, the storm hits. On Thursday, March 5, 2026, Neurological Miracles Online, PTSD wiped, brain fog banished, immune shields unbreakable. Cabal's 5G towers fall as quantum healing pods recalibrate souls for the Great Awakening. On Saturday, March 7, 2026, Zim redemptions flood humanitarian trusts, fueling Medbed expansions worldwide. Wealth transfer crushes debt slavery, GCR dawns, no IRS chains. On Monday, March 9, 2026, global live stream showcase instant cures, cancers vaporized, organs grown overnight. Patriots witness the light defeating darkness, Q drops confirmed. Michael Jackson returns to expose Hollywood. On Wednesday, March 11, 2026, full Medbed integration with GCR rollout. Sovereign treasuries fund free access, tariffs smash globalists, 14% sales tax on new goods only. Deep state melting faster than ever. On Friday, March 13, 2026, Starlink demos prove Medbeds as weapons of light, defying physics to rebuild humanity. Elites tremble as arrests accelerate, QAnons, your vigilance ignites the fire. On Sunday, March 15, 2026, International Access launches, prioritizing light warriors who've held the line. Feel the surge, bodies renewed, spirits unbreakable, the Cabal's endgame exposed. Bruce, throughout the U.S. we have 23,500 hospitals with 2 to 4 medbeds in each one. There were 26,900 medbed centers with 2 medbeds in each one. On Monday, March 16, 2026, free medbeds everywhere, 700 plus centers by year-end. Big Pharma obliterated, patriots, rise up. This is your victory, the quantum leap to sovereignty and eternal youth. The storm is here, WWG1G. Hidden Alliance sources confirm, medbeds not only heal but awaken dormant DNA powers, turning ordinary folks into superhuman guardians against the shadows. QAnons, arm yourselves with truth, this tech will make you invincible, firing up the final assault on the globalist beasts. No soul left behind in this epic takedown. Friday, February 27, 2026 Military EBS activates worldwide over cell phones. Global Alliance sweeps satanic deep state pedophiles in mass arrests, stock up on food, water, cash for 10 to 12 days of darkness, the storm is unleashed, patriots, 10 days of darkness on Telegram. Patriots, the hammer drops now. Trump's global military alliance triggers the Military Emergency Broadcast System, EBS, across cell phones, TV, radio, and internet, smashing through fake media blackouts. Worldwide blackout strikes Sunday, March 1 or Tuesday, March 3, 2026, locking us indoors under martial law as over 500,000 sealed indictments unleash massive arrests of Satan-worshipping treasonous elites. Raids hammer Rome, Brussels, London, Amsterdam DC, Gitmo fills with Khazarian Mafia, Illuminati, Vatican Ninth Circle child sacrifice monsters tied to ancient Babylonian Canaanite Quintus tribe rituals of rape, torture, murder for satanic power. Ukraine, Israel, Vatican, UK Crown DC, Epstein Island, epicenter of global child sex trafficking, adrenochrome, organ harvesting. Thousands vanish yearly, war zone kids funneled to cabal pedo parties and sacrifice rites, filmed for elite blackmail. Off-grid births, no records, mothers and babies slaughtered in rituals. Mother Teresa ran Vatican's trafficking ops. Clinton, Obama, Biden funneled CIA black budget cash. Bush Sr. imported Nazi MK Ultra, womb to grave child torture for mind control. Project Artichoke, 1951 to 1956, spiked food, water, vaccines with behavior-altering drugs, anxiety, lethargy, no consent. MK Ultra built programmable slaves via hypnosis, isolation, rape. Alliance flips the script. BRICS/QFS seizes cabal monetary control. February 25, 2026, global currency reset ignites across 209 nations. Fiat dies, asset-backed currencies surge under ISO 20022. Tier 4B payouts explode, Zim redemptions skyrocket, $15 million settlements, humanitarian projects unleashed. HSBC quietly swaps IQD/VND for insiders, public floodgates next. EBS launches 10 to 12 days of darkness, Tuesday, March 3 to March 10, 48-hour blackout for GCR wealth drops, then 8-hour documentaries in 77 languages 24/7 exposing Clinton trafficking, election fraud, biolabs, WEF crimes, child rescues, elite tribunals. Starlink beams raw truth, no censorship. U.S. Incorporated revealed as 1871 Foreign Banker Corp., Constitutional Republic restores. Names drop, Gitmo tribunals execute. Fani Willis colluded with Biden White House, DOJ, January 6 committee, piercing privilege, granting Fed access, sole source grants, double jeopardy lawfare to bleed Trump allies dry. Cases collapsed, but treason exposed. Project Odin, calms blackout, media satellites down, martial law. Stay home, pray, stock 10 to 12 days food/water/cash, banks/ATMs dark, then glorious rebirth. Trump, worse things happen when people stop thinking. Let negative influence breed dictators, stop it personally for world sanity. Michael Jackson returns March 9, 2026, to torch Hollywood pedo cabal. Nuremberg 2.0 rolls, traitors hang. Republic rises, rage, discern, prepare. WWG1G. G Thursday, February 26, 2026, midnight window opening, all systems go, emergency broadcast system on Telegram. Military sources, QFS accounts full sync, prosperity packages primed for Tier 4B humanitarians. Tier 4B redemption centers on standby, IQD/VND/SIM rates aligning rapidly. Project Odin plus EBS final sequence initiated. Controlled blackouts to shield the transition. Epstein/Soro Ranch files surfacing, horrors exposed, just as swift. GCR/Medbed deployment teams mobilized post-darkness. 8 million plus arrests confirmed via CIA databases, traitors removed. The Almighty orchestrates the fall of the wicked. Trust the timing. The light is coming. Global currency reset, Friday, February 27, 2026, Trump speaks out Iraqi. Dinar and Dong RV complete, exchange centers open Iraqi dinar news. Dinar $40, Dong $229, bank rates. Saturday, 28 of February, 2026, huge update. U.S. Treasury secretly moves federal payments to QFS in 47 milliseconds, gold-backed accounts, quantum encryption, and the full plan to replace the old economic system. Friday, February 27, 2026, official report, U.S. Treasury buys back $745 million, buyback won't fool America as $35 trillion debt grows untouched. Friday, February 27, 2026, our military intel contact will have more later, but he just said they released everything at 3 p.m. PDT to start the shotgun release of liquidity and notifications over next 72 hours for the lower levels, tiers including 4B, he said more later, Tier 4B ISO 20022 on Telegram. He said he is not allowed to talk about caps and limitations, and we will find out at the appointments, but he can say we will all be very happy with rates and the ZIM 90-day advance of $500 million till structured payout payments start coming to our accounts. Our military intel contact said all your non-ZIM currency exchange proceeds will be accessible immediately, but if the account funds are put under a structured payout program, you will have up to a $250 million advance till the first payout from the SPP. Thursday, February 26, 2026 Bruce, the big call. A source inside the U.S. Treasury indicated all U.S. citizens age 18 and older were going to get a $5,000 tariff dividend each month for 3 years for the tariff dividend. That will be mirrored into our bank accounts by Tuesday, March 3, 2026. Notification for Tier 4B, US, the Internet Group, to obtain appointments to exchange foreign currencies and ZIM bonds should come by Monday, March 2, 2026, with exchanges started by Tuesday, March 3, 2026. Yesterday, Wednesday, 25th of February, 2026, Iraq sealed their borders, so money would not come in or out of Iraq until the exchanges get going on Tuesday, March 3, 2026. Judy note, it is advised to exchange/redeem your foreign currency at an official redemption center rather than a bank. You can only redeem ZIM at RC, the dinar contract rate can only be given at RC, and banks will offer you lower exchange rates than what you can obtain at RC. Guru information at Intel. Friday, February 27, 2026 Q drops bombs, it had to be this way, 107 on Telegram. The storm is here, patriots. Trump's master plan unfolds exactly as the Q drops foretold, it had to be this way. The Epstein files are exploding right now in February 2026, ripping the veil off the elite pedophile networks tied straight to ancient evil, Baal worship, blood sacrifice, Anunnaki hybrids, and the reptilian overlords who've ruled humanity for millennia. This isn't distraction, this is the arrow pointing directly to the alien agenda enslaving us. White hats are striking hard, cartels in Mexico crumbling under massive military blows, Hezbollah-Hamas alliances plotting desperate strikes on American soil, but extraction teams stand ready to rescue innocents. The deep state pushes chaos to divert eyes from the truth, but Trump flips the script. Both sides weaponize Epstein revelations, yet the White Hats turn it against the cabal. Arrests loom massive, timed for maximum impact, no slow drip, no digestion time. It all crashes at once, financial reset, earth changes accelerating, full disclosure detonating like a supernova. Epstein links child trafficking to off-planet abductions, adrenochrome highways feeding parasitic entities. Hollywood, elites, institutions, all infested. Presidents since Eisenhower gagged by shadow government threats, Kennedy tried disclosure and paid the price. But Trump has the biggest cojones, executive orders stripping pedos of assets, turning Epstein assets against the machine. Clones, doubles, off-planet colonies for the guilty, no escape. Reptilians, Anunnaki, Nephilim giants, Smithsonian hide skeletons, military tunnels run red with horrors. Meat hooks at child height, generational trauma programming assassins and slaves. Voice-to-skull tech, chemtrails, AI infiltration, dark tech weaponized to harvest lush. But the override frequency rises. Med beds, zero-point energy, free tech suppressed for centuries, Trump unleashes Star Trek future once negatives eradicated. Project Bluebeam fakes incoming. Real aliens already here, Anunnaki in Pentagon halls, tall whites in Nevada bases. Galactic Federation. Some benevolent, many predatory. Hybrids walk among us, DNA manipulated for control. Disclosure shatters religions, petrodollars, old paradigms, Vatican reptilian run, Pope fake. White hats stormed early, Trump gets ahead of fake invasion narratives. No more lies. Truth sets us free, Jesus said look within, not to churches or saviors. Parents, wake up, protect children from classrooms to tunnels. Signs of trafficking everywhere, educate, vigilance now. Military white hats raid dumbs, tribunals rage off-world. Some elites seek amnesty, others disintegrate in solar flashes. Forgiveness for the recoverable, severe punishment for irredeemable child harmers, guerrilla justice jokes aside, justice divine. Trump's orders release UFO/alien files, bombshell after bombshell. No more compartmentalism. Patriots demand full truth. Epstein tip of iceberg exposes hybrid bloodlines, off-planet slave trades. We aren't prey anymore. Sovereignty returns, Matrix crumbles. Buckle up, Enons, the plan activates fully. Earth changes next, but light wins. WWG1, trust the plan, stay vigilant. The end of thousands of years of control hits now. Freedom roars. K Save the Children, Friday, February 27, 2026 Epstein Files. In September 2009 Ghislaine Maxwell was found with a young girl matching the description of Madeleine McCann, 2 years after her disappearance in Portugal. Friday, February 27, 2026, bombshell confirmation from Rep. James Comer, Epstein-Clinton connection confirmed, 17 WH visits plus 27 flights on the Lolita Express. Friday, February 27, 2026 You either need to transition your child or you don't get to keep your child. Attorney Aaron Friday says California Child Protective Services can threaten parents who refuse to use their child's preferred pronouns. She told me she feared calling the police when her 13-year-old daughter ran away because she worried CPS would take her child. My daughter, who was 13 years old, just starting high school, was secretly socially transitioned at school. The school started to call my daughter by a male name, use male pronouns. When I called the school and told them to stop, that next week Child Protective Services was at my door. The next day, the police. That was an immediate alert to me that the school wants to parent my child. If I didn't follow and call my daughter a boy, Child Protective Services may come and take my child away. Parents in Southern California had lost custody of their children because they wouldn't transition their daughter. I already had a black mark, and a few months later my daughter ran away. The normal thing for a parent to do is to ask law enforcement to help find your child. But I couldn't make that phone call. Because Child Protective Services can swoop in anytime and take my child. It's coercion at its highest level. You don't get to parent your child. This is America. This is insane. Gitmo now on Telegram. Friday, February 27, 2026. Today is Bill Clinton's Oversight Committee hearing. There is film evidence of Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton raping young girls on Epstein's plane. Friday, February 27, 2026. Fox News Tucker Carlson drops a bombshell, saying Hillary Clinton's role in the assassination of Muammar Gaddafi directly created profit for Jeffrey Epstein. Right before it happened, Epstein was already sending emails about how to profit from the collapse of Libya. After the fall of Gaddafi, Libya became a major hub for child trafficking. Friday, February 27, 2026. Trust the plan, mass arrests are saving the children, FBI Director Kash Patel on Telegram. A child sex trafficking ring run by the Vatican, funded by U.S. taxpayer monies through the CIA black budget, has blackmailed thousands of global elites across the world. We have hard proof that President Obama ran a pedophile ring out of the White House. Julian Assange, Fox News. Hannity, Sunday, April 25, 2017. It was not until 4 years later, on Friday, 29 Jan. 2021, that U.S. Special Op Forces under direction of President Trump began recovering body parts and at least 100 surviving tortured children from a tunnel system beneath the White House. That's what these mass arrests are all about, FBI Director Kash Patel. Sunday, 7th of February. 2021. Congress, Biden arrested as military rescues tortured children from tunnels beneath Capitol Hill. U.S. Special Op Forces recovered body parts and at least 100 surviving children from a tunnel system beneath the White House and Capitol building in Washington, D.C. on Friday, 29 Jan. In the early morning hours, as body bags were being delivered, multiple troops were seen coming out of the White House with at least 100 children in tow. The children were believed to have been sexually abused, tortured and killed by political elites in an elaborate tunnel system that ran beneath Capitol Hill and connected to other systems for 200 miles. All was thought part of an international child trafficking ring run by global and political elites with ties to Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island, that lay next door to Joe Biden's Water Island. A couple of days later, in the early morning hours of Monday, 1st of February, and with the U.S. functioning under martial law, Joe Biden and 464 elected government officials were said arrested and released inside the Capitol Hill area. Capitol Hill had been surrounded in 8-foot-high barbed wire fencing since Inauguration Day, 20 Jan. Washington, D.C. remained guarded by over 30,000 National Guard troops. Lines of buses with darkened windows took the children away. On Friday morning, 5th of February, Dr. Charlie Ward confirmed from his people on the ground at Capitol Hill that the military did, in fact, rescue children found in rooms and tunnels constructed underneath the White House. Black vans and buses with darkened windows picked up the children for medical treatment and debriefing. Evidently, they discovered multiple corpses and a lot of body bags were going into the area. See video. Pedophile ring investigation centers around White House, Capitol building as children surface. Must video, opinion, conservative. Friday, February 27, 2026. Emergency operation. U.S. military raids secret underground tunnels beneath Washington, D.C. government buildings, finds 24/7 server rooms. Child trafficking lists, blackmail files, and billions in dirty money funneled through shell companies. Nizar and Jazar on Telegram. Patriots and Enons, the storm has erupted beneath the swamp itself. On February 3, 2026, under direct orders from President Donald J. Trump, elite U.S. military special operations teams stormed the hidden network of underground tunnels and bunkers right under the White House, Capitol building, Treasury Department, and connected deep state layers in Washington, D.C. This wasn't some routine sweep, this was a lightning-fast, no-holds-barred takedown of the globalist pedophile blackmail empire that has controlled America for decades. Entries blasted open between 1:30 a.m. and 6 a.m. ET through the East Wing basements, Treasury sublevels, and Capitol service tunnels. Teams seized hard drives humming in active 24/7 server farms packed with horrifying data, child procurement lists naming the worst elite offenders. Thousands of blackmail videos and dossiers recording depraved acts with minors to compromise politicians, judges, CEOs, and media puppets. Plus financial trails exposing billions laundered through shell companies to fund anti-Trump chaos, fake protests, and endless election interference. $1.2 billion alone moved in 2024 to 2025. These tunnels, originally built in 1941 for wartime protection under FDR, expanded under Eisenhower for nukes, then hijacked in the 1990s under Bill Clinton to store Epstein-linked trafficking records and blackmail ops. They became the secret nerve center for moving kids to Georgetown mansions and McLean estates, routing payments to compromised officials like Nancy Pelosi, regular transfers from trafficking tight accounts, and Chuck Schumer, coordination emails with Soros ops. Audio recordings captured DC insiders plotting with European bankers and globalist families to sabotage Trump's return. Ties straight to Jeffrey Epstein's island horrors, Vatican bank frozen transactions, and the missing $21 trillion from Pentagon/HUD black budgets that funded these satanic networks. Military police detained 47 operatives on site, private security goons for elite families and mid-level swamp rats, while high-value targets fled days earlier, but their digital footprints are now locked in secure military custody. Trump, briefed back in 2017 and mapping this in 2018 to 2019, signed the executive orders on January 20, 2026, ramped up training exercises January 28 to February 2, then unleashed the hammer. Tribunals at Gitmo kicked off February 10, charging treason, child sex trafficking, money laundering, and sedition against the Republic. This connects the dots to Denver Airport's 8 underground levels, Dulce bases, and the full cabal grid. The deep state's last hidden stronghold is gone. Their control over our children, elections, and sovereignty is shattering because Trump and the White Hats won't stop until every monster is exposed and justice rains down. The pedo blackmail machine is dead, the money trails lead straight to the top, and we the people are watching the final collapse in real time. Anons, this is the reckoning we've prayed for. The storm is here, the tunnels are cleared, the servers are seized, and nothing can stop what's coming next. The elite's empire of darkness is crumbling under military boots. Stay strong, stay vigilant, justice is accelerating, and the light is winning. WWG1G. Oh, what we think we know as of Saturday 28th of February. 2026, Friday February 27, 2026. One of President Trump's top immigration officials has revealed a key piece of strategy as the administration continues its work towards reducing illegal alien presence in the U.S. Darren Margolin, director of the Executive Office for Immigration Review, EOIR, who estimates illegals present in the U.S. to be 25 to 30 million, has shared that the administration will focus on improved efficiency in immigration courts as a way to facilitate future deportations. Friday, February 27, 2026. The owner of Smartmatic electronic voting machines is a board member of George Soros Open Society Foundation. It has been proven that Smartmatic voting machines were designed to be controlled by foreign entities and could and did change votes at will. Carolyn Bessette Kennedy on Telegram. Friday, February 27, 2026. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem just exposed the deep state nightmare on live TV, saying Elon Musk personally helped her uncover spying software embedded on her phones. Carolyn Bessette Kennedy on Telegram. Friday, February 27, 2026. Epstein files expose 69-page DEA memo detailing a 2010 to 2015 probe into wire transfers tied to drugs and prostitution in the U.S. Virgin Islands and New York. It tracked around $50 million in suspicious transfers to France, Switzerland, the Cayman Islands, and NY, naming 14 redacted associates. The memo uncovers additional Epstein probes with ICE cases in West Palm Beach, Paris, and Las Vegas, plus an FBI investigation from 2006 to 2015. SDNY prosecutors who arrested Epstein in 2019 were allegedly unaware of this DEA investigation. Project Odin Martial Law on Telegram. Friday, February 27, 2026. It has been found that the pineal gland was completely destroyed on all the people who were vaccinated. That's why people have these changes in personality. This unfortunately destroys the endocrine system. A medbed treatment restores the pineal gland. That's one of the reasons why vaccinated people are put on a priority list for a medbed treatment. Friday, February 27, 2026. Bombshell announcement, War Department alert, Pete Hegseth drops the hammer on scouting America, comply or collapse, says Secretary Hegseth in final warning under Executive Order 14173, February 27, 2026. Friday, February 27, 2026, boom. Fake news lied, Trump and Kennedy never retreated, Target forced to ban artificial dyes from all cereals by May 2026, war on toxins. Friday, February 27, 2026, South Carolina H. 4624, the Clean Air Act explosion, Climate Engineering Evidence Report, Dane Wigington exposes global atmospheric poisoning, full testimony report. Friday, February 27, 2026, military intel, massive Trump armada surrounds Iran, U.S. orders non-essential staff out of Israel, naval deployment, strategic basis, and Trump's clock is ticking warning. Friday, February 27, 2026, breaking. New warning from Edward Snowden, his chilling prediction is unfolding in real time, and the West is next. P. Government fraud. Friday, February 27, 2026, Senator Eric Schmidt just dropped the hammer. Criminal prosecutions are coming for the massive fraudsters, and we're talking potentially $1 trillion stolen every year. Minnesota, I think that's the tip of the iceberg. Could be $1 trillion a year of fraud that's happening in this country. Just left a confirmation hearing for the lawyer that's going to be in charge of prosecuting all this fraud that we've seen. Schmidt's fired up for the hard-working American. I just think of the guy that's working his tail off, swinging the hammer, driving the truck. He deserves better than that. John F. Kennedy Jr. on Telegram. Friday, February 27, 2026, Joe Biden's senior climate policy advisor directed $5 billion taxpayer dollars to a NGO that she worked at. She previously worked for them, so she sent money to the organization, $5 billion. Is that not blatant corruption? This wasn't the only time this happened. Congressman Eric Burleson, Democrats gave grants to their friends in NGOs that they used to work for, and gives more examples. $5 billion is very difficult to spend. $5 billion is an absurd amount of money. Q. The Storm Rider. Friday, February 27, 2026, breaking. Ilhan Omar is done. The rats are scattering and most of them are begging reporters to hear their stories. Whistleblowers now confirm her campaign funneled a massive amount of money to her husband's firm, while Somali-linked networks in Minneapolis ran one of the biggest COVID relief fraud schemes in history, hundreds of millions stolen. She knew. She benefited. She covered for them. This isn't community outreach. This is corruption on steroids. Return of Q on Telegram. Q. Friday, February 27, 2026, the quantum Q phone revolution has begun. Nizar Jazara and QFS system on Telegram. Say goodbye to spy phones forever. Holographic technology, Starlink power, and free worldwide delivery mean that cabal surveillance is over. Patriots, the future is here. The deep state's surveillance nightmare is coming to an end. Patriots and awakened warriors. Say goodbye to all of our spy phones and those ugly, dangerous cell towers that poison the skies. The new quantum space Q phone, also known as the Pi phone, is now available. White hats have made the best Freedom 2 ever. This 3D holographic smartphone was made in Germany and the UK, and the last software updates were done in the US. It is built to the highest quality standards. It's a game changer. It's the main thing you use every day to shop, do business around the world, bank, vote, text, call, connect to the internet securely, and more. It even works as a sub-server to power and keep the quantum system running with the Stellar and Starlink satellites. This is a huge manufacturing business worth $500 billion that has warehouses all over the world, including in Germany, the UK, the US, and Japan. What is the best part? Everyone on Earth will get Q phones for free, with no exceptions. It has a beautiful 3D interactive holographic display and doesn't need centralized control at all. QFS builds a private, very secure internet network that uses triple encryption code and may even have an 8G SATCOM backbone. No more data collection, no more spying by carriers, and no more towers following you around. Completely encrypted, completely decentralized, and completely yours. This isn't just a phone, it's the end of cabal digital slavery. Trump's alliance flipped the switch. We the people can talk to each other again. No more big tech bosses eavesdropping. You have control over your privacy, safety, and sovereignty. The Great Awakening is getting bigger and bigger, and the global rollout is speeding up right now. Get ready, patriots. The Q phone is on its way. The old world is over, and a new era of freedom begins. Believe in the plan. This technology was made for this moment. We all go where we go. The storm brings victory. Election fraud. Our Friday, February 27, 2026, election data analysis finds over 432,000 votes were removed from President Donald Trump across at least 15 counties. 12,000 votes were directly swapped from Trump to Biden in Bibb County, Georgia. 30,000 votes were removed from Trump in Georgia. Trump votes were algorithmically decreased. Election data showed Trump's votes decreasing at multiple time points, which is abnormal since vote counts typically only increase unless there's an error. Data patterns discovered that were impossible, like sudden massive spikes and then a return to normal. More than 400,000 errors identified in Pennsylvania alone. All roads lead to Obama. Friday, February 27, 2026 bombshell, Obama's fraudulent birth certificate exposed. The globalist Manchurian candidate unmasked. CIA puppet, WEF operative, global fraud exposed, shocking proof ignites the awakening, emergency broadcast system on Telegram. Patriots, wake up, the veil is tearing wide open right now in 2026. Fresh explosive claims from Malik Obama have detonated the long-suppressed truth. Barack Hussein Obama's so-called Hawaiian birth certificate is a blatant forgery, a crafted lie to install a foreign agent as America's destroyer-in-chief. This isn't ancient history. It's erupting fresh today with a surfaced Kenyan origins document that screams Kenyan birth, British subject status under colonial rule. Listing Mr. Barack Hussein Obama as born in the colony and protectorate of Kenya. The globalist cabal tried to bury this forever, but the digital chains are breaking, viral outrage is spreading like wildfire across truth networks. Obama's father was Kenyan, a British subject by colonial law, that alone made baby bury a British citizen at birth, disqualifying him forever from ever being a natural-born U.S. citizen under the Constitution. Supreme Court rulings from way back confirm it. Natural-born means both parents citizens, born on soil. But this was no accident, it was engineered treason. Obama is the ultimate Manchurian candidate. Groomed by the CIA, ties straight to George H.W. Bush era ops, funneled through elite indoctrination hubs, and deployed as a WEF puppet to erode America from within. His entire presidency. An occupation force, accelerating endless wars, open borders invasion, economic sabotage, racial division, spiritual decay, and handing keys to Klaus Schwab's cabal. The fraud runs deeper. The Obama family reeks of CIA construct, no real pregnant photos of Michelle, whispers of deeper secrets persist, kids with erased trails, all part of the inversion agenda pushing transgender agendas, youth corruption, pedo-normalization. Transhumanism, hatred for God's creation, and satanic threads woven into Hollywood, schools, military, everything. This Luciferian operation depopulated dreams, surveilled the masses, and subverted institutions, all while the mockingbird media blacked it out. Now, in this great awakening moment of February 2026, the mask is ripped off for good. Declassified whispers, Brother Malik's bombshell drop, and undeniable layers of forgery in the fake certificate prove it. Layers peeled in forensic analysis show cut-paste digital manipulation, stamps imported, codes screaming fraud, just like Sheriff Arpaio's posse exposed years ago, but now it's hitting critical mass again. The deep state panicked then, but patriots never forgot. Trump knew, he called it out, and the military tribunals loom closer every day as this citizenship fraud evidence floods public view. QAnons, this is the red pill drop they've dreaded. Obama was never legitimate, foreign by birth, allegiance, and design, a weapon to dismantle the republic. The global fraud is crumbling. The storm is here, the plan is in motion, and we the people are rising. Share this far and wide, the truth is unstoppable now. The deep state's house of cards is collapsing, and justice is coming for the puppet and his handlers. WWG1G. The best is yet to come, hold the line, trust the plan, and watch the world wake up. Friday, February 27, 2026 Obama's secret stay-behind army. It's time to purge and shatter the deep state into a million pieces, John F. Kennedy Jr. on Telegram. In 1979, under President Carter, The Senior Executive Service, SES, was created as a nonpartisan corps of career managers to implement federal policy, equivalent to general officers in the military. During Obama's first term, 2009 to 2013, a gradual purge of patriots began across government agencies, including intelligence and military, transforming the SES into a tool for political control. In 2012, amid the Benghazi attack, Obama fired key military leaders like General Carter Ham, U.S. South Africa Command, and Rear Admiral Chuck J. Hewitt for defying stand-down orders, part of a broader military purge that removed 9 senior generals, 2 nuclear commanders, and 197 high-ranking officers. By December 15, 2015, 6 months after Trump announced his candidacy and rose in polls, Obama signed an executive order making SES members nearly impossible to fire, accelerating the replacement of over 6,000 of 8,000 SES positions with loyalists committed to his Transformation of America agenda. By the end of Obama's second term in 2016, these embed saturated agencies, for example, 821 in Justice, 639 in Homeland Security, 478 in Defense, forming a stay-behind army to sabotage Trump. This network fueled the 2016 to 2020 insurance policy against Trump, including Russiagate, Mueller probe, and impeachments, orchestrated from Obama's shadow ops and D.C. exposure is key. Trump's Hunter era is dismantling it. Friday, February 27, 2026 Fox News, Obama knew the Russia collusion narrative was false and that Trump was innocent because they were the ones that engineered the coup themselves. They spied and set him up, to not just subvert President Trump, but to run a coup and undermine the United States of America itself in order to cover up their decades of crimes and corruption and maintain control over the people to continue their reign of tyranny and destruction of America. All roads lead to Obama. Epstein Files, Friday, February 27, 2026 Marilyn Monroe was mentioned in the Epstein Files and she died in 1962, Patriot Freedom on Telegram. The island didn't just start with Epstein in 1998, it goes back. Way back to medieval times, and Epstein was not the first, and his island is not the only island. He is the fall guy, and they are giving us a glimpse of just the tip of the iceberg. Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean DiMaggio, United States of America, Department of Defense, Washington, D.C. Non-combatant's Certificate of Identity, February 8, 1954. Property of U.S. Government. Card serial number 129278. Issuing office OPMCT. Military service U.S. Army. The latest video will be shown earlier at the official website ourdailyblog.com. Sincere thanks to all our audience. To continue watching videos without ads, you can subscribe via the Gumroad link below the description. If you want to watch the latest free videos, you can visit ourdailyblog.com. If you continue to love and support us, you can donate to us via GiveSendGo or PayPal or Gumroad link below the description. God bless us all.